Ladies and gentlemen, what President Trump has done is truly historic. What President Trump has done is truly, truly historic and something that deserves the Nobel Peace Prize. And that's not hyperbole. What he's done is something that President Obama could not do, even though he promised to do so. This is why you vote Trump. This is why you vote President Trump. This is why you ignore the media nonsense. This is why you ignore all the friends or family that don't speak to Trump supporters. This is why you ignore the social media nonsense. This is why President Trump, along with being the first president to step foot in North Korea, deserves the Nobel Peace Prize. I wanted to vote for Bernie Sanders in 2016 because I believed he would withdraw Americans. Bernie doesn't even have the audacity or the courage, apparently, to state, I was cheated by Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Instead, he fomented the myth, the hoax, the belief, the nonsensical, irrational fantasy that Facebook ads swung people in swing states. There's no evidence of that at all. Zero evidence aside from a confidence assessment by corrupt intelligence officials that isn't even based on certainty, no guarantees, no nothing. Facebook ads didn't swing the election. Clinton will lose again in 2020. Hillary Clinton is going to be the nominee in 2020. They're not going to go with Bernie Sanders. You're going to have Biden almost certainly winning today. And that'll take steam from the whole thing, steam away from Bernie's inevitability, and they'll, inject or, introduce some negative stories. They could even find a Bernie dossier. Who knows? The level of cheating, they haven't even begun to fight. So, President Trump has just signed an historic peace deal. Now, to my super chat, thank you so very much. You give me every incentive to rock these live streams. I think that when you look at this moment in time, you're going to see what Trump is doing nobody else could have done. All U.S. troops to withdraw from Afghanistan under peace deal. Withdrawal will be completed in 14 months. The United States signed a historic peace deal that officials hope will mark the beginning of the end of America's longest quagmire. This is Politico. Under the deal, U.S. troops would withdraw in 14 months. A signing between, officials. We had a peace envoy. They had a peace envoy. I'm not going to name the organization just because of YouTube policies. And if you could be so kind as to not name any organization that you know isn't part of the policies, the new terms. But we should never have been there this long. We should never have been there this long. That's what drove me to write 100 articles in the Hill, the Huffington Post, and Salon in 2016 and 2015 for Bernie Sanders. So, I just think that if you look at what President Trump was able to accomplish, first of all, did anyone believe that an American president would step foot in North Korea and begin détente, the beginning, a pathway towards peace between North and South Korea? The signing will set the stage for the final withdrawal of U.S. troops after 19 years. At the height of the conflict, more than 100,000 American troops were in the country. President Donald Trump set up the peace negotiations at a press conference at the White House on Saturday afternoon. We think they will be successful in the end, adding, I'll be meeting personally with those leaders in the not-too-distant future. Who could have done this? And then, of course, you have Max Boot at the Washington Post. Of course. One of the people who pushed for all of this, who's voting for Clinton. Tell me how this is not the most historic. This and stepping foot in North Korea are two achievements that President Obama and Bush, those two reasons alone are reasons to vote for President Trump in 2020. Stepping foot the first president to step foot in North Korea, to begin détente between North and South Korea, and withdrawing Americans from 19 years. It took President Trump to do this. Only Trump could have done this. Only Trump could have done this. Thank you. Defund NASA, I agree with you. I do agree with you. Thank you. I might do so today also. I'm going to, make sure to use my legs. My legs, appreciate it. But this is a really historic day. And Pompeo called on, in particular, to embrace the progress, called on adversaries to embrace the progress made on, so Secretary of Defense Mark Esper traveled to the country to appear before President Ashraf Ghani and NATO Secretary General Stoltenberg for a joint declaration. So what did Democrats, because now Democrats are saying, oh my goodness, how dare you? You didn't consult Congress. Why would he consult Congress? First of all, you're supposed to, they have it backwards. You're supposed to consult Congress for military interventions. Okay? Not to end military quagmires. This is hilarious. Okay, so hold on one second. So if you look, 1 hour ago, Senator Murphy calls for Senate hearing on peace deal. Does that make any sense at all? Why would you get... Congress is completely inept. They can't agree on anything, ever. And Democrats, no matter what Trump does, Thank you, Luke. Luke St. Martin, thank you. Thank you, Luke. Thank you, Eric H526. No matter what Trump does, they'll oppose it. It doesn't matter. It could be withdrawing Americans. It doesn't matter. By the way, for the people supporting me on Patreon, thank you. I have some new Patreon members. I do appreciate your support greatly going into this year. Greatly appreciated. Senator Chris Murphy sent a statement Saturday requesting Senate Foreign Relations Committee hold a hearing regarding the peace deal the U.S. signed Saturday. Sorry, the Senate's run by Republicans, so good luck with that. And actually, he might have some luck because you have establishment Republicans who might, like Mitt Romney, be like, yeah, we have to really talk about this. We have to really talk about this. This is a really big issue. What on earth could you possibly add in terms of knowledge or wisdom or expertise or whatever? What on earth could the Senate Foreign Relations Committee add to this, aside from mess it up and keep Americans there forever? Why do we need to hear from any Democrat on this issue? They're the ones who now side with Bush. They're the ones who want to keep us there forever. if you say something wrong on social media, your life is pretty much ended. But if you are okay with just keeping Americans away from their families, their children, their spouses forever in countries that don't want us there, then that's okay. That's okay to the liberals and progressives generally. I don't want to get too into it, but, there's definitely there are different definitions on the left there's just different definitions for, what the meaning of anti-war is. So, Trump signs a deal. Senator Murphy wants a hearing right away. You're not going to get it. You know what? You probably won't get it. Hopefully you don't. The deal is signed by U.S. Special Envoy and America's adversaries. Seeks to end America's longest conflict. The U.S. agreed to begin the withdrawal of American troops. And in return, the adversaries stated they will not. Okay. It really doesn't matter if the adversaries there abide by any agreement eventually. It's almost certainly not going to be. It almost. Murado, hello. Hello, Murado, hello. It almost certainly will be a. There almost certainly will be protests or opposition from Democrats. The agreement incrementally reduced the number of United States troops. Okay, so and then certain amount of troops will remain after 135 days, and then they will be brought back also. So the thing is, you're looking at a situation where Democrats, anything good he does. Anything good he does will be looked at as, oh my goodness, Then they're going to say, oh, well, it's not really that big of a deal because it's only reducing Americans to this amount, to 8,600 within 135 days. Yeah, but they're coming home also. President Trump works in incrementally. Very incrementally, especially with media. Then it says further drawdown will depend on how the adversaries are meeting certain conditions. The whole thing is meant for us to just finally leave. And Democrats could then run on bringing Americans back there. That's exactly what they'll run. Basically, anything good Trump. This is why Democrats will lose miserably with Madam Secretary. They would have lost with Bernie. They're not going to allow Bernie, but whatever. They don't live in this, the reality is that they're acting the way Fox News acted with President Obama initially, or Bill Clinton. Everything was horrendous. Everything. There was nothing, there was no credit given ever. But Fox is not, Fox is not the mainstream. Was not always the mainstream. It was just, one of. It was just part of the media. Now you have the entire media basically obsessed, hysterical. I mean, hysterical. Then you have Senator Murphy meeting with other countries without Trump's approval or without the approval of Republicans, and he calls a hearing on the deal. It's like, who is this man? Yeah, I know who he is, but like, who does he think he is? Nobody cares. Democrats are just like, we're going to do this, and we feel this, and this is really important. It's like, nobody cares. Nobody cares. You're going to lose miserably. Democrats are going to lose so miserably. Parabiology 101. Have a beer or two on me this week in HA. Thank you, Parabiology 101. Hope all is well. Thank you, Parabiology 101. Thank you. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Great, great day. And thank you for always watching Parabiology 101. It's just an amazing day. In Parabiology 101, they want to reverse it. Democrats want to reverse it. Reverse it. Everything bad, anything good, they want to reverse. You know what? We just have to reverse this peace deal. Brian Levy! Trump is MVP. Thank you, Brian. The brain reigns. Thank you. Brian Levy. Thank you, Brian Levy. Thank you. Thank you, Brian. Parabiology 101. Thank you as always. Brian Levy. Thank you so much. Thank you. Elaine. Thank you. So, they want to reverse it. They want to reverse this. Here we go. This guy is hilarious. Senator Murphy, I'm not even going to repeat the statement, but it's critical for other people, a whole bunch of sides to get, to join in the peace deal. It's like, yeah, you're not dealing with people. You're not dealing with an organization there that really cares about your sensibilities, Senator Murphy. So they're not going to abide by your Western or Democratic Party ideology or philosophy on things or sensibilities on things. Okay. These Democrats couldn't do this. Like, every single time Trump does something that Democrats can't do, they then critique Trump. It's like, no, you weren't even able to do this. It's like, it's like, they were not even able to do this. They were not even able to do this. And, instead of simply saying, okay, congratulations, on something that we could not do, something that we simply could not achieve. Congrats on this. This is amazing. We don't like Trump, but it's a very good thing what he was able to do. Instead of that, you get oh, well, we have to go ahead and constantly denigrate or try to criticize or try to disparage all U.S. troops to withdraw under peace deal. So when you hear, well, there's gonna be 8,000 after 135 days, over 8,000. No, that's only, and then the 8,000 will withdraw also based on the whole thing is, look, it's structured so they don't that it's structured so media and Democrats don't, completely flip off the handle when they hear that, all Americans will withdraw immediately. And they say, "Oh my God, you can't have it immediately. Oh my God!" So then it's phased within a certain schedule withdrawal. But see, like even Bernie Sanders said, "Well, it has to be an orderly withdrawal." This is really hilarious. Democratic senators oppose Trump's peace strategy. This is hilarious. Only Democrats of 2020 would oppose Trump's peace strategy. It's really hilarious. Really hilarious. It's kind of like, when you look at what President Trump is able to accomplish, nobody else could have accomplished that. Nobody. Absolutely nobody. Nobody else could have accomplished what Trump accomplished. Absolutely nobody else. And instead of simply saying, okay, he did a great thing, you get the Washington Post, the New York Times. They're doing the opposite of what they're doing the opposite of what their alleged value system is. Just the opposite. So let's read here. And this is what media does, instead of focusing on the peace deal, if you type in Trump, it's not one issue. It's about, alleged epidemics. Or epidemics that are not, I'm not even going to get into it. But you're not dealing with, there's not any, whether it's a pandemic, no, it's not going to be a pandemic, but obviously not, but President Obama would not have done anything differently. Trump's handling that issue the same way. Shelby Simple Life, thank you. Thank you. Um, President Obama would not have done anything differently. And you're looking at a situation where you type in Trump's name, you type in, let's say, President Trump, and it's like there are hardly any articles on the peace deal. Nothing. You go down, down, down. No, I mean, the second page here. You can't find anything on the peace deal. My God. It's unbelievable. You can't find anything. You can't find anything on this. It's hidden, and media does this on purpose. Shelby Simple Life. Shelby Simple Life. Thank you. Shelby Simple Life. Thank you very much. Shelby Simple Life. Thank you. Biff, Madam Secretary is going to get in. During the convention, Clinton will be either before or during the convention. Definitely after the convention, Hillary Clinton's going to be the nominee. So when she gets in, you know, when she gets in, it's going to be a situation where people will they'll be astounded, but that's what's going to happen. That is definitely what's going to happen. Shelby Simple Life, thank you, Eric Huddleston. Everyone should buy stocks early Monday morning when the market opens. That is an interesting prospect. I used to be a financial advisor. I stay far away from giving any financial advice, but generally, Eric, I do agree with you in that regarding the history of the market, but you never know. Timing the market is very difficult. Timing is very, very difficult. But in terms of the history, I agree with you. The history of the stock market is that it tanks, it goes back up. It tanks, it goes back up. And it could tank on real issues like, you know, because the fundamentals of a company or the economy are not good, or just hysteria from media. So, but Eric Huddleston, thank you. Thank you, Eric. Thank you. Sandiford! I look forward to seeing CNN and MSNBC become most bloodthirsty hawks in existence. They're already hawks on that issue. They really are. They already are. They're already they're already hawks on the issue. And Mary, thank you so much. And it's interesting too because you look at like what has President Obama accomplished? What did Bush accomplish? Look at what Trump has accomplished. Trump has accomplished things that they could never even dream of. Trump has accomplished things that, did you ever think that Bush or President Obama or anyone or Bill Clinton could have stepped foot in North Korea? No. Did you ever think that we'd have a president that would withdraw all Americans? That is what I wanted from Bernie Sanders. That is what drove me. Missy! Thank you, Missy. Thank you. Mark, thank you for watching from Australia. Thank you. Missy, thank you. When you look at, and also the issue regarding like the foreign policy issues. The foreign policy issues, they're still going to be, the realities on the ground there are still going to be the same. Okay? It's kind of like if it's their country, it's their society, culture, it's their military and political and societal issues that they have to deal with, just like we have to do the same here. Just like we have to do the same here. And you cannot impose your political ideology, your political philosophy. You cannot impose your sensibilities. You cannot impose your brand of politics upon anyone else. It just doesn't work that way. You can't do that. I just, do-re-mi music. I started the process. Yeah, President Obama says he started the process. Yeah. Notice anything good, it's like, oh, it began under, you know, it's interesting, do-re-mi music. You know who started the process for the bailouts? Bush. So, but notice how Democrats never give Bush any credit for President Obama's, you know. So, thank you. Yeah, I mean, this is really amazing. When you look at also what he's accomplished, they'll never give him credit for it. They will never, ever give President Trump credit. He will never get credit. He will never get credit for what he's accomplished. They will never give him credit. They'll never say, okay, you did this, you withdrew Americans, you were the first president to step foot in North Korea, and this is not the only time he withdrew Americans. He withdrew Americans months back from a hotspot around that region, and they said, oh my God, how dare you? Yes, tonight, Biff and everybody, I will be doing a live stream. Definitely, I'll have an upload, and I'll be doing a live stream also on the results from this evening. So I find it hilarious that Trump is telling he's telling Republicans to vote for he's telling Republicans to vote for Bernie. So it's just kind of funny. I think it's kind of hilarious. Bernie Sanders is not going to be the nominee. He could have won in 2016, and there are a number of my viewers who don't understand. I'm not communicating myself correctly when I explain why. In 2016, he had a populist message. Trump had a populist message. We didn't know whose message would have worked. Bernie's would not have worked. I'm not saying that he would have won because his message would have worked. Looking back in hindsight, I was deceived by the allure or the image or the marketing or the fantasy world surrounding Bernie. He's a good human being. His heart perhaps is in the right place on most things, but he has no problem engaging in a great amount of deceit. And really, I mean, what he did spreading, he knows very well that Trump didn't work with Russia to hack the DNC. He knows very well that Facebook ads didn't swing the election. He knows that. Does anyone think that Bernie Sanders believes that Facebook ads gave the election to Trump? No, of course not. But he fomented and he spewed and he regurgitated and he spread the same nonsense, the same deceit for political expediency, for political utility. That's the only thing. That's the only thing. That's one of the things that will be his undoing politically. That's one of the things that'll be his undoing politically. Shelby Simple Life, thank you. But in 2016, when I say that he would have defeated Trump, we didn't know, the country did not know how good Trump would be. Trump is a great president. He's going to win re-election. Like, even Democrats know this too. That's actually one of the reasons Hillary Clinton's going to be nominee. They don't. Why go with Bernie Sanders when if you cheat him, you know that 90% of his voters are going to vote Democrat anyway. They're going to vote Democrat anyway. Okay, they're not going to. There's zero retribution from anyone on the left. The way the left works with groupthink and shaming and bullying and getting everyone to fall in line. And social media is a platform for them to just regurgitate and amplify their nonsense to the point where they just break the wills and the spirits of the average person on the left to just be like, fine, I'll vote for Madam Secretary. And that's just the way it's going to be. You agree with Trump? You agree with Trump's words that subliminally go into the minds of really bad people? Then the way the left works is you are associated with everything horrible and bad. And, if you don't fall in line, you are then associated with the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst. So, but they're going to cheat Bernie Sanders. And in 2016, that was his moment to win. Because nobody could have realized how good President Trump would have been. He's a great president. The economy is great, and foreign policy, we're withdrawing Americans, and foreign policy is infinitely better. I don't care if Macron or Trudeau or other people don't like Trump. What do I care? I don't care if Trump, writes mean tweets. His inauguration was an issue. They wouldn't even give him credit. They wouldn't even give him credit. Or they wouldn't even allow him to have an inauguration without massive protests and arguing over the crowd size. It was the smallest crowd size or the biggest crowd size. And it from day one, they never allowed Trump to enjoy or to feel like a president. Then when he lashed out, they said, oh, look how he's acting. He's not acting like a president. They never treated him in a presidential manner. Not from one moment. Look what Madonna said. I can't even say what Madonna said on YouTube because it's against YouTube policies. And it wasn't just Madonna. It was De Niro. It was all of them. Not for 1 second did they allow Trump, not just for 1 second, to say, okay, he's the president, he won. Not 1 second. And it's just, they view him, everything was fabricated. Like, each controversy was fabricated. So you had intelligence officials who fomented these fantasies, these bogus, irrational hoaxes, and then the media took them seriously because the media said, well, look, these experts disagree with Trump. They're not experts at anything. The only thing they're expert at is deception, and they're not even good at that. So he had definitely no honeymoon period. There was no period. There was no time when Trump was given a moment. There was no time when Trump was given a moment to just relax and try to no, Bernie threw in the towel because he was told to. That's the way the left works. Trump fights. This is one of the many reasons I admire President Trump. He fights. He basically told the Republicans wanted to do Trump the way they did Bernie. But the way Trump works is like, yeah, if you do that, I'm going to run third party. And people were worried. Republicans, oh my God, he's going to run third party. He's unpredictable. He's unpredictable. Mitchell Smith! Hey, HA, how about another check move by Trump? Okay. Soon will be made. Yes, thank you as always. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I can't speak too much about that on YouTube regarding the whole issue with health and sickness, but yeah, I mean, Mitchell Smith, thank you. The issue is, yeah, that is pretty awesome. Mitchell Smith, thank you. The issue here is that any topic that could take away from any achievement that Trump has achieved. So Mitchell Smith, thank you so very much. And I do believe it'll be checkmate. Exactly. The day that Bernie Sanders, and this really hurt me because I was like, oh my God, the day that Bernie Sanders said, I'm tired of hearing about our emails, that was the day that he threw in the towel. Which, by the way, why? I mean, I love Deontay Wilder, but why did he fire his corner man? Oh my God, why? That guy saved his life. Oh, okay, good. He rehired him? Okay, good. Thank God. He'll keep longtime trainer Mark. Oh, my God. That trainer saved his life. Mark Breland saved Deontay Wilder's life. And I think Deontay Wilder can continue to be one of the great champions ever. Tyson Fury is going to be in history. Tyson Fury is now an all-time great in my book. And I understand, but in this generation, we don't have Joe Frazier and Joe Louis and Muhammad Ali, and we just don't have a lot of the most amazing fighters. Tyson Fury beat Klitschko. He beat Deontay Wilder. He beat the two best on the planet. And I believe he has an undefeated record already, Tyson Fury. So I think that he ranks, in terms of Tyson Fury ranks as an all-time great, absolutely. Now, I think that he will defeat Anthony Joshua. I think that Deontay Wilder would defeat Anthony Joshua. I think Anthony Joshua is great, but I don't know. It's interesting. Why? How did I get on this? Okay. You're right about the crossover, that issue, but people didn't realize that. That's one of my points. They didn't realize the good things about Trump and the negatives about Bernie in 2016. That's my point. Sparky! Wish Trump asked his voters to vote Tulsi instead. I agree with you. Oh. Sparky! Sparky, thank you. Mitchell Smith. Thank you. So, yeah, I mean, you look at this, you look at this this amazing historic deal, and it's like he should be getting more credit. There should be more people appreciative of what's going on. But, Brian, hello. I'm looking I'm looking at these comments. They're great. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I just wanted to do this because, Trump does deserve this. He deserves some kind of credit from. He deserves some kind of credit. And, Jesse Lopez, thank you so very much for watching. Thank you, Jesse. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless. I will be here, of course, later this evening. Uploads and live streams. Today's going to be a very important day, and it'll almost certainly be the beginning of the end for Bernie's campaign in terms of momentum and in terms of how the media is going to treat Bernie Sanders. All Democrats have to do is get one person to blow the whistle in government about Bernie Sanders, and it's game, set, match, which is what they do about anything they don't like, especially Trump. Give me your thoughts below. God bless America. God bless you. If you're a veteran, thank you. God bless you and your family, and thank you for everything, all the sacrifice and all the good that you've done for this country. Thank you very, very much, and God bless America, everybody. Trump did a really great thing. Give me your thoughts. I'll see you later today. Thank you.